What an intro. Shout out to everybody here. How's the audio doing? Funny thing, usually this audio bar has to be all the way up here, but that's being wrong today. I don't know why. So I did an update to Streamlabs this morning. Maybe I have to restart my computer. There's a little bit of something going on. But how's the audio? Is everything good? Just let me know. Let me get a check if the audio is going well. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Many blessings today to you all. Shout out to everybody on the live. Let's put the lemon into the water. Let's stay hydrated. Let's do the things that help us stay true to ourselves. Hydrated. Did you work out today? I worked out with my wife. We did a nice ab workout. Dynamic abs. It was awesome. Dynamic core, it was called. Feels good to be alive, baby. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I'm fit. Look at this. You can wear tight shirts and your muscles can pump out of your shirt. You will look fit. All right? Wherever you go, people will be like, that guy works out. And you'll feel good about yourself. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's take a big sip of that lemon water. Let's stay hydrated. Let's go. Today is the last day of the rest of our lives, baby. Woo. A little bit. We're going to make today amazing. We're going to do amazing things today. We're going to break the mold. Shout out to my dad. RIP to my dad. He left me a birthday card this April. And it's funny, they know I'm a sailor, so my parents gave me this. And my dad wrote, "Change of wind is always good. Happy birthday, Sailor Sam. Attack here and attack there. Love you, Dad. Love you, Dad." You know, my dad passed away May 1st. And it was a struggle, man. I'm getting better, though, every day. And there was a time where I thought about him every minute of the day. Every second of the day. You okay? And I still think about him probably every minute of the day, but I don't cry every 5 seconds, and it's not as bad. But anyway, let's break it down. Shout out to Be Morbid. Hey, shout out to everybody here. So Bitcoin getting bought up here. We got a baby in the studio. I repeat, we got a baby. Babe, it's kind of... All right, play with the dog. The dog needs you. Nice and easy, though. So Bitcoin getting bought up. XRP getting bought up. Is that right there? Yeah. Little HBAR, some Litecoin, Polkadot. People like their Polkadot, but you know what? Polkadot kind of fell off. You know what I mean? Parachains, Akalafala, right? Everyone, I already had an idea that wasn't going to pan out too well over time, but Babies are good luck, man. Thank you. Yep. Can't see the charts, homie. We're not on the charts, man. We are talking about Bitcoin right now. So anyway. We're showing you the price action. All right. We're not showing you the charts right now. We're showing you the buy action in Bitcoin. All right. All right, moving forward. Outsider. No. There you go. Deep house. We want deep house, not outsider house. We want deep house. Anyway, I'm looking at MC. This thing pumped up a little bit. It has a nice rounded bottom on the 4-hour time frame. Low, high, higher, low, making an uptrend with a golden cross about to approach. This thing may get busy here. Just something on the radar. Low cap gem on Mexi. I'm not in it. I don't own any of it. I don't know the company. Nothing to do with any of that. I am just looking at the fact that this red line will cross the yellow line. And all the other indicators are pretty much spot on. So I'm looking at this thing as a possible move to the upside. You can also see this long bowl. And there's a resistance. If it can bounce above that, use that as a previous SR flip, which is a support and resistance flip. Previous support becomes new resistance. If we can flip that and get to the upside, we can get ourselves a move. Boom, boom, boom. So MCB looking interesting to me. The NQ wanted a little bit of a pump to the upside. We actually got it eventually, but not without a lot of drama. And then a massive dump to the downside. And, but that was a little scalp right there on the 7-minute time frame that got us a little bit of love. But then we got rejected by the NQ. We're going to come back to that in a second. Let's break down Bitcoin for you like we do every single day. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. So we started the morning looking at a bunch of different aspects for Bitcoin. Number one, let's break down the bigger idea for you. Let's duplicate this and give you a bunch of Bitcoin charts. I like to zoom out and give you guys the zoom out. Casper got a bit of a move today. We're going to talk about that. Is that sustainable? Did it break trend? Are we going to see a bigger move? Am I missing out? Or is it going to come back down lower? We're going to answer that question for you. I know a lot of you probably have that exact question. We're going to tackle that question for you later on today. All right. All right. Let's take a look at BTC USD here on the Coinbase chart. Levels to watch on the weekly. for Bitcoin. It's funny, I do this all the time. I just want to do it and leave it, right? So I'm going to use the Coinbase USD chart, and I'm not going to do it again for the rest of the week. I don't mind doing my own work over and over again, and I could save it, but what I'll do is I'm always teaching or using tons of charts, and then next thing I'll delete it, and then it'll be gone. So major resistance here, beautiful support here, next level there, and there. And that's the weekly for you. And then if we can make it back up to this region here, we'll have to tussle. So those are the main areas for the weekly. Go here to price note, grab a price note, slap it on there, hit control, and then just start dragging them. You can probably hit control and hit 2 at a time. Look at that. That's how you get busy. Now, I was a video editor for years, so I was always doing stuff like that. Also, we don't want to be too far from price action. It gets annoying. I messed up there, wasting time. So we got 35,911. And funny, no one taught me this. You know, you can be unique as you want on TradingView and just kind of do whatever you want. These are my own little ideas. One day I was just sitting there and I said, oh, there's a price note, and there's a price label. The label's really small, the note's bigger. These are almost a little big, but I like them. For the beginner, it's great. Or for the newcomer to the channel, they just want to know their levels, right? And they can see the levels without having to, like, be too crazy about it. All right. And then the lows. So if Bitcoin loses 25,500, all right, it could easily test 21,376 on the weekly. There's some daily resistance in the middle there, 24, 23 areas. But I'm just showing you on the weekly. We could easily drop right back down to 21,376. So these are the areas we're looking for. If we can't tend to hold the area, this weekly candle will close in 4 days, in 10 hours. And it's going to close bearishly below the previous low. Now, if it could wick back up and close above these two lines here, right there, that's going to be a good sign. So we kind of want to get back above that level there too as well for Bitcoin. Otherwise, we could be seeing some downside. So the bearish side that a lot of people are talking about, number one, I'm bearish. And why am I bearish? We're below the 200 SMA on the weekly. And we've 1, 2, 3 weeks below it. I mean, that's bearish, period. Look at the last time we went 3 weeks below. We eventually had a massive downtrend. You know what I mean? You don't want to end up below the weekly SMA. You know, it's bearish. So that is the neckline of a head and shoulder pattern. If you took the measured move from wick to wick and swung it here, it tells you could easily get to that target there. 23,376, somewhere into this area, anywhere between this low, 22.3 and 23.6 in 1,000 area of range. But that's likely based on the measured move of the head and shoulder pattern. All right. So I put that out every other day because I just want to. Now, what do I see happening though? I do see a golden cross. I see the 50 coming, the 200, and eventually we'll get a golden cross. That will be December, and then the halving, and then boom, right? So to me, I believe it's very likely we just do something like this. We could consolidate here in a wedge and break on out, never breach this low, and just consolidate. This is consolidation as far as I'm concerned. I got a chart I'm going to show you that might blow your mind. Shout out to my ex-mentor. Love you, brother. My man. But this is a cool chart here. Bottom, reaccumulation, bull market. Bottom, reaccumulation, bull market. Bottom. We're in that reaccumulation phase right now. I am reaccumulating as much Bitcoin as humanly possible. I'm telling you right now, these are good times to be accumulating BTC, and that's what I've been doing. So you do whatever makes you happy. I want to have 100 Bitcoins. I desire 100 Bitcoins. Forget wanting. I'm going to make it happen. Everybody, I'm going to say something that's going to blow your mind, but I stopped using the word try. All right? I've learned individuals that get rid of the word try have elevated themselves to another level. For instance, you're at my company, and we come in and we have a group meeting, and I got two guys telling me what they want to do. And one guy's like, well, we're going to try to put people here and try to put people there. And I'm like, and the other guy's like, I want to put Mary in charge of this account, and I like Greg because Greg's a good talker. I believe Greg could be the head of the sales team. And then if you can give me Bob, I've really been working with Bob closely. I'd like to take a little more and bring Bob in, and he's going to be the one that I want to do this with. And you go home that night and you're like, person A said the word try 5 times, and person B told me what they were going to do. Who are you going to hire? You're not going to hire the person that says, I'm going to try. So whenever I'm in a business meeting, whenever I'm sitting with somebody and they're like, we're going to try, I immediately a little thing goes off, and I go, man, I don't use that word in a meeting. And I say, that person hasn't learned the and you'd be like, oh, but that's just knowledge. Don't judge someone for just using a word, Sam. But there's so much behind that word try, and I dislike the word try. I'm going to try to start a YouTube channel. Are you going to do it? I don't know. You're going to try to do it. Does that mean you're going to do it? Trying to do something is attempting to do it, but it doesn't mean you'll ever do it. You're in front of me. I'm going to try to open the door. I'm going to try to open that door for you. I mean, it might be too hard. I might not be able to do it. I'm going to open that door for you no matter what. I am going to get it done. What does that mean, right? So eradicate the word try. It's the worst word in the English language. It gives you the ability to say you're not going to be able to do it. And I always go by, try, want, and hope are negative words. Will, am, and believe have more positive power. Amen. Yeah. And I'm not trying to be a nitpicker. I know I'm harping, but I teach this channel through subconscious mind theory. That's why a lot of people become really good in my trading school. It's not just because we teach technical analysis. We also teach conscious mind theory, positive self-talk. We discourage any negative self-talk. There's no failure, only feedback. We help you build a mentally strong mind. That's what this channel really, truly is about. Mental toughness. Mental toughness. Once you develop the mental toughness, you rewire your subconscious mind, and anything becomes possible to you. You can really do anything you put your mind to. So, all right. Bitcoin's bringing it a dump. Let's get out of the bigger time frames. Our daily. Let's look at our daily. Now, our daily's still hugging a higher low. You see that? Still hugging a higher low. All right? Still, to this day. And sporting a bit of a bullish div. That swing down, that's a swing up. That's a bullish divergence. That should break us back to the upside. Regardless of the spike in the middle, we should still get a break to the upside. Daily coming for the death cross, though, right there. Not the best sign, right? You see the 50 about to cross the 200 SMA. However, let's look at our last death cross for the daily. When you have a death cross in an uptrend, it's usually not the worst. It usually just means moving averages are getting tight again and getting close together. Again, remember, we cannot get a big move to the upside unless the moving averages get close. Just like this. Look, moving averages get far apart. They dump. When they get really close, they dump again. Same thing on an uptrend. Moving averages get far apart. They got to get close together again. Remember, this trend is still intact. I've been showing you guys this and talking about it. Still a high chance that we can consolidate in this and make a move to the upside. All right? Once we lose this level, fine. That whole story is over. That fantasy is done. But until we lose these key areas of support and we make a lower low on the daily time frame, we still have to, take into account that we have a somewhat of a bullish sentiment here in the technical analysis. Also, on the 3-day chart, which I brought up every single day now on the channel over and over again. I haven't seen, I don't watch any other YouTuber, TA. I watch Jason Casper like once every once in a while because he puts out good content a little bit before mine. But I don't like to watch TA before my TA because it tends to, I don't want to put anyone else's TA in my head. I want my TA to be clean, so I don't watch a lot of other people's technical analysis. I just watch my own, Eventually, you'll get like that too because you'll be so set in your ways. But look, that is a hidden bullish divergence. That's swinging up while that's swinging down. It tells me that the trend should continue to the upside. We should make a high higher than the high inside the divergence, and we should be somewhere above 32,800 by December, right? But again, that's what this indicator says. Now, the second we break lower, and this low goes lower than that low, that will change the story, and the daily will become bearish in a bearish trend. So I just want to put this out. We're oversold. Anything could happen. Very, very interesting. Is this wacky pattern I used to draw? Nah, I can't do it there, but funny. It almost has this here, though. There was a trend, fell out, broke back in, but there is the trend that could break you out. I know this is crazy, but I've been toying with, this is a new concept that I've been toying with. The fact that this is really the wedge. Price left the wedge, came back, and still in the wedge. Could that wedge still play out? This is a wacky concept that I've brought up on my own. I really haven't even shown anyone this because I don't want to scare anyone. Some things I do alone and I keep to myself. I don't show you guys everything because my brain is so unique and crazy. I'm kind of worried that people they just won't even be able to understand what I'm looking at. But I attempt to show you the things that I believe I can convey. So look, let's take a look here at the 4-hour time frame inside of a falling wedge. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. The sad thing is, though, you just gave up the higher low. We had the higher low all day. It was a good sign. We have the low here. We have the higher low. We just took out that low, which is now downtrend status. See that? We had a low, we had a high, we had a higher low. All day I said, great. I said the 4-hour needs to keep this higher low to keep the trend alive. And honestly, I drew this for my trading group, and I'm going to show you exactly. I mean, I'm not always right all the time, but I have a really good trader instinct that makes it seem like I'm always right, but I just can see what's going to happen. It used to happen to me and my mentor. My mentor would put something out, it would happen. I'm like, how does every time he say, like, and it's just because he knows the technical analysis so well. So look, the 4-hour was curving right there. And I said, if we lose that low, we're going to drop to the downside. I said, watch the 4-hour. 4-hour looks to want 25.5, like it wants to bring you down to 25,005. See, the 4-hour, when that still curved on me, it told me we were likely going to get that dump to the downside. So I was putting out a warning at 9:13 to the trading group after I already gave an update at 7:31 in the morning. All right, my update was a little bit of a scalp on the 1-hour time frame, hoping that the basically the 7-minute would give us a move, but we got rejected by that area. We couldn't get it back above the zone. So 4-hour now bearish, and kind of that's what I saw happening. I saw the 4-hour pulling us further to the downside. Attempting to get a wick off here. We still are hugging this. Let's take a look here. Technically still an uptrend on the RSI with a downtrend here on price action. So technically still a bullish divergence there, even though it's a bit construed. It's a bit whack-taculous, but, So there you have a bullish div on the RSI there, which tells you could still get a bit of a bounce. 1 hour is extremely oversold, right? So this is what I was looking for. I was looking for the 1 hour to get this bounce to the upside. They went after all the shorts. However, if you trade it like we traded it with the 7-minute, the 7-minute came up, and the 7-minute gave you the rejection right near that POC. And the second the 7-minute started to fall, that's when you should tell yourself, hey, the 1 minute's likely, I'll tell you, the 1 hour will look good to me, but the 7-minute will be overbought. Many times I won't enter the trade. See if you didn't look at the 7-minute and you just entered the 1 hour. All right. But had you looked at the 7, you would have been able to ride this quick scalp up and then decided, hey, we got rejected by the 200 SMA. The 7 needed to flip the 200 SMA. I pointed that out to my trading group too. I said it to them. I said, if the 7 can flip the 200 SMA, we're going to have a big move to the upside. But look, it could not. Every day here, I'm showing you how we use the 200 SMA, either for a take profit, right? And look, here's the little scalp action that I trade. Our setup already played out earlier today. There was the leverage liquidation. And you find the wick, you get in at the liquidation, and then you have to be away from the 21, and then you sell when you hit the 200 SMA. That wick would have been the smartest place there. So this is my trade setup that I look for every day. 7-minute, 1 hour. I can play it on anywhere between the 1 and the 7. Anywhere bigger than that, it could take too long. And so you look for the divergence, away for the 21. You get somewhere in here, and you just ride to the 200 SMA, and you take that. You just take that little chunk every single day. Shout out to Sean Carr. Welcome to becoming an exclusive lifer. Thank you so much for jumping on in. So where do we see Bitcoin going now? What's happening today for bitty Bitcoin? Well, let's look at the 7-minute time frame, which is now oversold after that sloppy beat down. Let's look at BookMap. BookMap link in the description below to BookMap. BookMap's going to show us where the liquidity is. At the end of the day, there was more liquidity to the downside than to the upside. However, it was pretty mixed this morning. We could have gone either way. Right now, there's now more liquidity lower than higher. And we're getting a long liquidations. These are liquidations right here. These are actual people getting liquidated on their account. It's kind of sad. They're losing their entire account. Not just getting stopped out. They're losing the sauce, baby. They're losing the sauce. Please join the Facebook group. Join our newsletter every single week. We put out a newsletter, everyone. It'll blow your mind. The newsletter is unbelievable. It really breaks down a lot of the key insights that we've been teaching you throughout the months, throughout the years. Some of the main concepts that I want to teach that maybe get glossed over, but you can finally see them right in front of your face. Well written. The newsletters blow my mind. We should literally put them into a book and make a book out of them. They're absolutely ridiculous. Sign up to the newsletter today. I'm telling you, it will be amazing. There's a link in the description to every single one of my videos. to the newsletter. I'd love it if you signed on in. All right. And we can find it here for you. Great job on the shorts. You guys are doing good. Look at this. You got 900. You got 1,000. You got 1,000. 3,000 ones in a row. Then we kind of went down, but pretty good job there. Something went on there. I don't know. I think it was the title. Bears, quick titles are good. You know. Does it sound like you? That ain't bad. Also, maybe the timing. Look at when we put out. Is there a timing to it? You know, we never know. Shout out to the 595 people watching on the live. That's amazing. Bitcoin will do this. It's going to do something. But look, if you go to the videos here and you go to the description, I really want you to join. I really want you to join the newsletter right here. Lifer Key Insight newsletter. It's so important because we don't know when anything could happen to any of these platforms. We want to make sure that we have direct access to you and we can build with you. If I have a key insight coming out, if I have a new coin that I think is amazing that I want you to research, if there's something coming out there that I want to put on your radar, you know, jump on in to this newsletter. Send us your email address. We'll never use and abuse it, and we'll only give you amazing love. All right, so let's break it down for Bitcoin. Bitcoin to me is just at the bottom of the channel. Bottom of the channel, top of the channel, bottom of the channel, top of the channel, back to the bottom of the channel. It was a symmetrical triangle right here, and they break down 68, or they break up 50-50, but most of the time I see them break to the downside. Sad thing is, too, is we may lose the low here of this divergence. You kind of don't want to see that. You want the divergence to hold the lows. When that happens, kind of a tough spot, all right? So we went over the bullish divergence on the 4-hour. That's still somewhat there. It's not over yet, just not amazing. This falling wedge did not give us the love. It broke to the downside. 32% of the time, that's going to happen to you, all right? Master Friend even told us to watch out for the chop until 2 p.m. Red folder days, baby. So just be careful. Can you read my first comment? I don't know what was it. I mean, there's a lot of comments. Look at me to kind of go and find your first comment. It's a lot. That's a bit of an ask, isn't it? I'm just asking. Shout out to Ernest Lee for the $20. God bless you, brother. We have a meeting with you on Friday. We're going to take a look at that. Welcome to the exclusive live. Shout out to Sean Carr. Shout out to Michael Olin. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So we could V-shape recovery right back to the upside. Just be careful for that. I need to clear my mind. Just how it works for me personally. I know the bigger time frames. We all looked at it. I got to see what's going on here. Definitely have this trend line. What I'm giving my brain some information here so I can. What messy chop we're in right now. This is just chop, September chop. Want to make a final assessment here. I'll be honest, man. Today's one of those days where I just be like, ugh. Not one of those days when I'm live trading and we're hitting all the gains and it's amazing, right? Today's one of those days when I'm just like, honestly, there's a short right there. That's a head and shoulders short right there. That's a head and shoulder pattern that's about to dump, right? Downside. You got the divergence though, which is crazy. You are away from the. So now you've looked. You have the divergence. Let's see if we can pull off the old trick here. We got the divergence. We come in for the higher low. We can't break that low. And then could we trade this back all the way up to the 200 SMA? This is the trick here. You pull away. I'd like a bigger wick, though. We didn't get the crazy wick. 7 minute is, but it's not. I got mixed signals right now. Something's telling me not to trade right now. Tell me to stay just to chill on the market. I don't think I'm going to open up a futures trade. I mean, you got the divergence here, but you got resistance right there. I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to stick to the head and shoulder pattern. Dumpage. You know what I mean? Stochastics taking you down. Then we could maybe get a better divergence. I see us going further down at that 25-40 area. I got mixed signals today, everybody. It's not as easy as it normally is. Today's is like weird. Or you could look at like everything is in order and pump. All of a sudden do is... Thanks, Sam, for your time and hard work. The show after show yesterday, learned a lot more on BOOKMAP. You the man did. The show after the show yesterday, learned a lot more on BOOKMAP. Thank you, man. Anytime. Yeah, I mean, BOOKMAP's amazing. They do compensate me to do those, and, you know, I appreciate that. And so I don't mind giving an extra hour of my week to the BOOKMAP community, hoping that it may help. I mean, technically, you got pulled away from the 21, and you got the divergence. You should pump up to the 200 SMA on this 1 minute time frame. Wait for these Stokes to reset. If the Stokes can reset it, you can kind of not lose the zone. Then the head and shoulder pattern won't play out. And there's that signature move back to the 200 SMA. But I'm not in love with any of this price action. And you know how I like to make sense of things. It's a mess. Looks like that is getting the dump now. It technically is a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. You see that? This called out the divergence too. Looking good in the brown. It seems falling wedges in the 1 hour time frame. Sometimes no trade is a good trade. I'll tell you what, there's usually 3 to 5 days a month, maybe usually it's like 1 to 3 days. I'll just tell you that the market's a mess. At the end of the day, look, I mean, descending triangle, that's going down. Take that to the downside. That's going down. You know what I mean? That's dumping. I'll be very surprised if I don't see 25.41 very soon. I'll be flabbergasted, actually. That's going down, man. There's like a 90% chance that's about to dump in your face. But what do I know? I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy over here. I'm just one guy. I want to open up a short to show you how big my cojones are. You know what I mean? I just want to be like, I want to lay it down. Right? But that's about to dump on our face. Come on, baby. So that's the trade right there. So I did find something for you. Or for myself. This is not financial advice. But that looks highly likely for some gains. All right? Stop loss right there. That's just so likely we're going to dump. There we go, baby. There we go. Let's get it. Hit my target. Let us move on for the day. You're getting a pretty good divergence. And you're starting to pull away from the... Eventually, you're going to get that move back up to the 200 SMA. 678, 679. That trade's in the money now. Let's go, Sammy. Man, I love your confidence. I'm pulling a mortgage on the house to short your idea. You're fucking... short it, champ. All right. Taking so long for this 1 minute candle. 17 seconds, and we'll know if our next candle will close, will open red, and then we'll... It's a descending triangle. They break down 68% of the time to the downside. So the likelihood is you're going to get this dump down, get the wickage, then maybe come back up. All right, there we go, baby. There we go. There we go. Come on. Oh, now they're going to try to bounce off the divergence. This is the trouble right here. This is where it's like, don't go back in there. And that's the thing. You have to tell yourself you never know where price action is going to go. Never know. You never know. There we go, baby. There we go. There we go. Now you're in the money. Now you're in the big money. Now you're in the money, baby. Now you're in the money. Let's go. That was enough to make gains right there on 10x left. You know what I mean? Let's get these shorts liquidated here. Let's watch these shorts get liquidated while they pay us. There we go, baby. Now we're in the money. Let's go to the target. Descending triangle. Yes, go, baby. Now we're in the money, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Just finish this trade. Come on. Let's sweep the shorts. We know where you're going, market maker. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. Give us our target so I can move on and get to the next part of the show. Dang you. Yes. 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 Sorry. Yes. I got the dog bugging out. You got to take the trade quick on that. I've learned about these shorts. They go fast to the side. They try to whip it back up. You know what I mean? Now they're going to try to whip it back up on the divergence all the way to the 200 SMA. This is the fast move. These guys are grimy. Look, now they're going to flip the Stokes, and now they're going to take all the shorts out. You got to, and then they're going to bring us to the 200 SMA. I've been watching this so much now. These guys are so grimy. And now, look, you're going to come to the 200. You got to take the profit quick. You got to be fast. All right? But that did hit the take profit right there. Bang, bang, bang. All right? 10x leverage, you're looking at 1.8%. 100x leverage, you're looking at 18% gains, right? Wow. And then they try to get the shorts quick. They went after the shorts real fast if you didn't take profit quick. These guys are grimy. You can see how desperate they are. You can see how desperate they behave. It's so grimy, man. Been watching them do this for over a year. Exactly. They do this all the time, man. Gains, baby, gains. You know, all you need is a little move, man. All you need is a little move. Still going down, you think. Right to the target, baby. Lightning fast. I mean, that was crazy. Blang. Right to the target and gone. They're likely going to take us now. If you get above the 200 SMA, they're going to take us to the 200 SMA now. Now you can long the divergence with the wick. Now you got the divergence with the wick. All right. Stochastics. You're technically going to pump all the way to the 200 SMA now. Don't explain why. This is what it does now. This is what the market maker does now. This is their move now. All right. We can take care of the short. The short is over. I don't want anyone thinking we lost that. That was a winning trade. Quick $10. That was wild. Money, baby. And look, now we're going to pump up to the 200 SMA. How do I know this? This is just how it works. All right. We watch this all the time. I'm embedding this in your brain. This has been like the 200 SMA week, right? Back above 25.6 again. All right. Crazy what we just found, right? We found the shoulder, head, shoulder, the descending triangle. We got paid. You got to believe in your patterns. I knew that pattern was a descending triangle. It was what it was. You know what I mean? Also, there's no guarantees in trading. There's no guarantees we'll go to the 200. It's supposed to happen, but there's no guarantees we're going to hit the target. It's supposed to happen, but it doesn't always happen that way. Thank you for the trade, but you could explain why I'm still paying the high fees even while using MEXC, because you're market making in and out every time. You're not limit ordering. You got to use a limit order, not a market order. All right? You're deciding to market order in and out of every time. You got to limit order. All right? If you're trading MEXC right here, you got to change this to limit. You got to be limiting in and out for the zero fees. The second you use a marker fee, you will pay fees. They won't be high, though. Like, if I make a $500 trade, I pay, like, I don't know, like $4.90. It's like very little bit. It's 0.1%. You know what I mean? $5, like, you know what I mean? $5 on a $500 trade. I mean, I'm okay with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that with me. All right? Now we're struggling. But now you have to look at it. It's attempting a reversal pattern, right? A shoulder, a head, and some type of right shoulder here. It's attempting a reversal. You also have a low. You made a high above that high. You would assume a higher low. It's very likely we're going to hit this 200 SMA, in my humble opinion. This is just how it works. It'll go up and down the whole time, though. Right? Just trust the process that you'll get back to the yellow line. Just trust the process. I know it's insane. All right? Bybit has cast spot now. Cool. I think this is the red knife. The limit has to always stay for 2 seconds to be considered a maker order, or it will be considered a taker. Interesting. Thank you for saying that. The limited and isolated work great. Yeah. That's another thing, too. If you're using cross, you're using a lot more funding rate. I have to say that. I use isolated because I'm only in the trade that I'm in, so my fees are small because I'm not using tons of the company's money. The more you take of their money, the more you're going to pay a fee, man. I'm just being honest. Like, nothing is free in this world. Everything thinks it's free. There's nothing free. There's just nothing free here. I asked Mexi that, and they told me. Exactly. Back to sideways to drive everyone crazy. But now it's making that right shoulder. And the key is that you lost to 21, but you got back above it. All right? You'll go up and down. You just got it. You can't. Now, if you make a lower low, then you're done. Yeah. And now you have a resistance for Bitcoin at 25,630. Now Bitcoin can't get back above 25,6. Now that's a major resistance point. Like, now for us to be bullish, we've got to get back above 25,6 to remain bullish. And then the level just continues to go lower and lower. We keep dropping the levels. Today, you can tell I'll tell you right now, every time Monday is a closed week, the whole week gets thrown off. I'm being honest, the whole week. It's like false move Monday every day of the week. I don't know why. It just throws off the liquidity and the volume and the way they do it. And I tell you, it creates a bunch of confusion. So just remember that and be careful today. Cross versus isolated shouldn't affect the funding rate. It's based on position size. I agree, but think about it. When you're using cross, you have the whole account to go inside. I mean, I guess you're right, because you're right. The leverage is the leverage is the leverage. I agree with you. Brother, please can you explain your strategy and how to put the 200 moving average? How can I import it onto my chart? Very simple. Just go here and hit 5 MA. Then go to the 5 MAs, right click them, and then just, hit inputs. There's the 200, there's the 150, there's the 100, there's the 50, there's the 90. Style, make sure it's the same there. Don't change any of that. Don't mess with the ranges. And then you can make them the right color. The 21, I make a white, right? And so on and so forth. I already have it up. I'll show you how mine's made. $21, red is blue, right? The 50 is red, purple for the 80, 100 is yellow, blue, and then the 200 is yellow. And you can click these off if you only want the 21 and the 200. 21 and 200, you see? 5 MA up here at indicators. You can even just add MA, and you can type in one moving average if you want, right? I believe there's an MA, but I use 5 MA. Very likely we're making the right shoulder of a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder here to the upside to the 200 SMA. All right, you'd be like, how does this guy know this? Because we've been playing this exact strategy every day for 78, 80 days straight now. So we're headed to that 200 SMA. It's so likely. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. We're bouncing off the divergence, and we got pulled away from the 21. Every time I see this, we get the elastic back up to the 200. Even if we're more bearish, all right, and this is the same thing as when you're pumping to the upside. You get the bearish div, and you have to drop down to the 200. See? Look, if we were trading this, aren't we going to dump down? And isn't that a shoulder, head, and a shoulder with bearish divergence back to the 200 SMA? So we're going to dump to the 200 SMA. So let's short this to the downside, right? If you have trouble longing, let's short this to the downside. Let's short this rising wedge that bearishly retested. Look, it's a rising wedge that came for the bearish retest to the downside. It's got a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. It wants to break down to the 200 SMA. You get it? I'm upside down now to kind of give you a better bias so you don't freak out. Now, because people are more apt to think the price is going to dump on them than their trade's going to go well. So if you're one of those people, like I was for years, flip the chart upside down to give yourself a better psychological perspective of what's happening in the charts. And I'm telling you right now, that's going to change the way you look at it. That's going to change the way you feel about the trade. It's going to change the way you attack the trade. You're going to feel a different sense of confidence because you're like, yeah, it always dumps on my face, so it's going to pump in your face this time. Give it a time. Don't give in to the up and down movement of the 1 minute candles. Over time, it's going to head up to that 200 SMA. We're going to put that on ice. We're going to go look at the dollar index. We're going to come back to this in about 10 minutes. And in 10 minutes, we should have hit that 200 SMA, and we can all say, wow, that's amazing, right? Now, it may not happen. There's no guarantees, so we'll go from there. I put my butt on the line every single day here on the channel, right? We never know. So, look, I talked about the DXY possibly making another flag and pumping to the upside. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame. And what happened, look, I said we want to flag out the dollar, and if the dollar flags out and then pumps, it's not going to be a good sign for Bitcoin. We want to get a rejection. And look what happened. The dollar made a beautiful consolidative move and decided to pump this morning. Still got legs on the 1 hour time frame to the upside. All right. A little bit of bearish div there, though, as that's kind of up and that's a down, you know. Still inside the bigger channel. So let's show you what's happening for the DXY. So the DXY has been in this giant channel for a long time. Okay. Resistance area at 105.76. We'll mark that for you on the call there. 105.63. All right. My goal is to become an announcer one day when I'm in my 60s from 60 to 75. I want to work for some big channel, maybe my own, who knows. And I just want to show up in a nice suit and look awesome and just talk on camera, man. And just be like, hey, you know. So that's where I'm going with this. All right. Eventually, I just want to live off my voice when I'm an old man. That's the hope. So if anyone can help me do that, let me know. I hope AI doesn't completely take over the voiceover industry. People really may want an actual voice. So 105.63. All right. And then this key level here, too, that we're kind of battling. 104.24. We'd like to go back below that. We're going to zoom in a second to show you. So we want to see this rejection to the downside. Now, when I get this really tight, you could say, hey, we already broke out. But there's a chance we are just hitting the top rejection point. We have some resistance right there. We're going to zoom in and show you more now. I'm not going to confuse you with all that, you know. So look, we'll get rid of these lines for a second here. So it made this upward channel, the DXY, and it continued in it. All right. And this is the channel now that I'm seeing. I had it in a rising wedge here that, to me, it barely retested and broke to the downside. Both are viable ideas of the channel. All right. Now, if it comes up here, we want to see, we desperately want to see this price get into this pocket, get rejected, and break to the downside. You know, some type of shoulder, head, right shoulder there that could help us break down. Let me put that back, actually. So this is the DXY. We spend a good amount of time on the DXY every day because we want to see what levels it's breaking through and if it's getting rejected or not. Shout out to the 700 beautiful souls on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Can I get 239 likes? Can I get likes up to the watchers? Can I get 700 people? I know you're liking this. I know I'm giving you guys information that sparks your brain, that stimulates you, that keeps you positive, that keeps you going. Why would you not want to keep hitting that like button and spread my positivity around the world? If I'm positive, why can't you be as positive and hit that like button for the kid? You know what I mean? If I'm out here every day, if I'm putting on that tie, you know, I could easily just put on a t-shirt, right? But I suit up with that tie. I put on those buttons. I do that hair. I make myself look the best possible out of respect for you, okay? Out of respect for you. You're in college. You're sitting there. You pay $100,000 for your school, whatever. You know, I know you didn't pay $100,000, but let's just say you're in college. You're sitting in the auditorium room waiting for the teacher to come in. The teacher walks in. He's got a t-shirt. Now, he could be an amazing teacher, and it really wouldn't matter, right? If he had the energy. But see, he walks in with a t-shirt. His bag's half on his arm, and he throws his bag there, and and you're like, are you wild? What if the guy walks in fully ready, dressed? He's got his briefcase. He's ready to go. You know, and again, personality is a lot. The guy could have the worst personality no matter how much he's dressed. But the point of the story is, if I'm paying money, I'm sitting there in class, I want to see someone dress nice and respect themselves. That's me. That's me, you know, so that's kind of how I do it. So look, the DXY. Let's take a look here at the 4-hour time. Is this, yeah, the 1 hour time frame says it's got more gas to go to the upside. So watch out. This is Bitcoin's bear flag that it's in today, and we could get a continuation move to the downside. This says it wants to continue to pump. So watch the DXY here. This thing is showing signs of a bigger move to the upside. All right. And right there, that it just closed on a 1 hour candle very bullishly above resistance. It's about to open up another candle and likely go further to the upside. So what I'm seeing here is bullishness for the DXY. We want to see it eventually make a bearish divergence like it is forming right now, a very strong one. So one more pump, enter the bearish div. We can get our move back down, and then the 4 hour can collapse us. Get one more pump up here, and then get a top, and then we can collapse back to the downside. So it looks like the dollar, Bitcoin may get one more dump, struggle sideways, and then, I don't know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we could get a Bitcoin pump here as the dollar index loses that key level. Now, if the dollar index bumps up here and starts to consolidate above a resistance, then we know that Bitcoin's likely headed for more downside. So this will give us some key insight as to what's happening to the DXY. A lot of you were trading Euro, DX, USD. We're going to take a look at that for you too as well. That moves a lot with Bitcoin, so why not put it out there? Oanda. And we got FXCM. Hold on. I don't know. Am I upside down? Hold on. No, hold on. No, that's right. Wow, I just can't believe the dump it got this morning. Well, I mean, the DXY got pumped up. Yeah, so I can't believe it. Now, what's interesting is the daily got overbought on the stochastics. Look at the 4 hour, and the 4 hours suggested it's getting ready for some type of move back to the upside. This has been somewhat correlated to Bitcoin recently. They're not perfect, but there's been somewhat closely correlated. Looks like it broke out, faked out, broke back inside of a pattern there. So look, the safe play is seek resistance. So the Euro breaks out and retests 1078. That could be a big move back up. So we're looking for the DXY to get that rejection. This Forex trade would pay out very nicely to the upside. The safe way would be to wait for it to break out, retest 107943, and that would be a key area. You'd be above a point of control. You'd be back above this resistance here. That'd be a key area to long the Euro USD. Looking like it's getting ready for a big long, and the DXY will drop. Also, take a look at your 3-day chart. Your 3-day chart's just getting started. The last 1, 2, 3 times you've had a pump here. 1, 2, third higher low in a row for Euro. If you're trading Forex, this looks like a beautiful pair. That's been somewhat correlated to Bitcoin. I've been showing this. There's Bitcoin's divergence. There's the 3 hills for Bitcoin, right? So, I'm telling you, now it's going to use the 200 as support. This thing will just slowly, it's going to take its time, but it should slowly make its way to the 200 SMA. Still, you're in the money technically too if you got in, but that was hard. You had to sell the wick and enter the long. It's almost impossible. You'd have had 2 trades open at the same time. You can't break this low though, and you really wouldn't want to break this low either. Up the ante now. Bitcoin has resistance at 25,638. Just couldn't get above that area. And that could be it. It could say sayonara now. Bit of an ascending triangle. You see that? With like a fake out. Like a fake break to the upside there. Interesting. We just got to make sure it stays in the pattern. That was that descending triangle we played earlier. And it's over, right? TA is like a napkin. You use it, you wipe it, you're done. And there would be our 200 SMA move right there, too, out of the ascending triangle. And you have a complex inverted head and shoulder. Then you have your shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, to me, is showing signs of a move to the upside. The divergence should not be broken until you hit the 200 SMA. Then we may get rejected and things can happen from there, but that's usually what has to happen first. So far, everything is going to plan. It's taking its time, but everything is going to plan. We're going to come back to this soon. We will tap this yellow line. Now, the yellow line will come lower as price goes more sideways. The key is, though, you're still going to get this gap of time to make gains. You also have a gap of the VRVP here, too, which is good. Funny, I'm watching myself from right now. That's so funny. It just starts playing out of nowhere. Follow me on Twitter. I'd greatly appreciate it. On our way to 20,000 followers, 17.4. On our way, we're blasting up. I put a lot of stuff on Twitter that I talk about all the time. Some things up and down. You may just want to check them out on Twitter. You know what I mean? So follow me on Twitter. I'd greatly appreciate it. A little more vocal on Twitter than I am in other places. All right. 7 minutes saying, hey, I'm going to get a V-shaped recovery right back to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if now we just head back to the top of the pattern. So to me, there's a strong enough. If we get back above 26,675, we'll retest it and then likely head back to the top of the pattern. Kind of has an inverted head and shoulder vibe. But we'll take it one step at a time. But Euro USD looking for a bigger move on the daily and the 3-day. And that's going to all coincide. And Bitcoin's going to pump. Euro pumps with it. So they're correlated assets. You can trade Euro or trade Bitcoin. They're not going to trade exactly the same, but they're going to pump with BTC. FOMO Inu. Funny. Thing got FOMO'd for sure. Apron, LBC. And I'm looking at Injective Protocol. A safer play. I like Injective on MEXC here. It's been holding the low, the high, the higher low. It's been holding a higher low for quite some time now. Very oversold in the 3-day. It retested the 618 golden pocket, came up, came back down on the 0.5 fib right there. I got a buy zone once it comes back up in here and gets tight. And I wouldn't be surprised if 2-3 months from now, Injective is at $16 because people, when the halving comes, the coins that are the hottest, people are going to accumulate the most of. Remember, we got into this at $1.78 in January, and this thing is still holding gains of about 5.5, almost a 6x. So, or not 6, but like fine, a 4x, 3.5 to 4x split. Big news: crypto companies win fair value accounting. Breaking now. Let's take a look. I mean, this looks like it was from the 22nd. I could be wrong, but I'm getting this news from like yesterday, from October. Yeah, rule makers agree that crypto assets. See, I get this from back. Crypto clears obstacle to fair value accounting. But that was a long time ago, October 12th, 2002. I'll have my team look into that. Team, look into what he's saying, and I'll take a look of what you guys are talking about. Okay, Injective has also M vibes. Yeah, it had an M vibe, but it's a higher low. You know what I mean? And then I feel like the M would have dumped by now. And usually if you have an M, you're overbought on the stochastics. You know what I mean? You got to read your stochastics with your indicator. Like here, you were high and you had the M. That was the time the M should have dumped on you. You've now gone sideways on multiple oscillations. So I just have to negate the fact that you're calling that an M. And I see it. I'm not against it. But it should be down here by now. I mean, it had so much time. That's a higher low, my man. This is a really, and then your fibs too. Like, look how it's reading the Fibonacci. So you can't just look. I look at patterns, but you got to have more than the patterns to kind of back up what you're looking at. It's big for MSTR. Oof, I'm one of those terrible people who forget the like button. Yeah, how do you do that? That's a horrible thing, man. Brother, that's what you're currently doing. Yeah. Breaking now. This is huge. Threw some memberships out there. Missed out on the last giveaway. LOL. Waiting waiting for it to go above and retest is where we open the trade, right? Exactly. They can now put it on their asset sheet as a regular asset. Okay. I like that. Why? I mean, why not? It is a regular asset. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's like, I paid money for it. I own this much of it. Like, what is it? Is it non-existent? No, it's real. You know what I mean? It is real, bro. And look at my man shorting for the 99% gains in the trading group. Unbelievable. Yeah. So I like Injector Protocol. It's on my radar, and it could be making an M double top, but it had the divergence. It played already. See, divergence is as strong as support or resistance. So it had a bearish div, swing up to swing up while it swung down here on the daily, and then it reset on the bearish divergence, right? It reset on this bearish div there, and you're still kind of in the money. So to me, it tells me it's a strong coin. It's got a lot back at it, and it can keep pushing to the upside. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Please interact with me in the chat here. It's not just about me. It's about you. Rockton Road, it's about you. CZ Binance, it's about you. Scotty Swing, it's about you. BTC Slinger, this is about you. My show is all about you. Seize the day. All about you, João Perez, man. Big time mindset. SNX, also a good coin. Let's Crow, board type Crow of the game. Terpene Hunter, my man. James Armstrong, my man. Jim Borg, 66. MV Dizidia. Made yesterday 12 trades on the 2 hour. 20%, 15, 10%. After 4 losses, 5%. And said info at work. Trades, what was a mistake? Lost 80% of account. Yeah, sure, it was 16. However, I have $2 at the moment. I've been there, man. I've been at the rock bottom. I've been below zero. I've had like $4,000 in my account, or three. I've had like $2,000 in my account and $7,000 in credit debt. So I was at the bottom, man. And my dad, I didn't call my mom or dad to pay off my debt. Nobody sent me a check. One time I was at rock bottom, and I did ask my friend's uncle, and he threw me a check for $3,000. He did. I was in a bad spot. One time in my whole life, like, I remember it. And one time I asked my sisters to help me pay the rent. I paid them back within like a month. But I've been in a couple tough spots in my life, and I wasn't that young at the time. I was like in my late 20s. I was struggling, you know. So I know what it's like to be down and out. I've been there. So if I've been down and out and I've gotten to where I'm at, then that's why I don't listen. Every time I hear someone that makes excuses about money, or they're like, I just don't have it, or I can't make it, I think about how bad my life was or where I was at, and I said, one bedroom apartment in Queens, no one there to help me, and I grinded out. I grinded out with my little desk, my microphone, and my own, and I never, and I love prop accounts. I'm not hating on them. I just never used one. Like, I grinded out, baby, with my own dime. 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. Next thing you know, I had a few $100,000 in my bank account. Then I had $500,000 in my bank account. Then I hit $1 million, and I couldn't. When I finally hit $1 million, I was like, "Is this real? Is this real?" I remember when I had nothing. I worked at night shift for 6 years of my life. I had depression. I had negative self-talk. I just had so much going on in my head. I could not seem to get myself clear. I couldn't start my own business. I couldn't get myself where I wanted to be in life. I struggled so much. It was really just a tough time to be me, man. And I had all these skills. I knew I was smart. I just didn't know where to put my motivation, my energy. And that was depressing because I got caught up in my own, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I went to drugs and alcohol because I was lost and didn't want to deal with that anxiety, right? The constant anxiety of not knowing how I was going to become who I wanted to become in life, how I was going to get where I wanted to be, how it was all going to come out to fruition. So look, now you couldn't get up. Look, see the previous support. Always look at your support or resistance. See the previous support right there? You had to break it. The bounce, and look, you couldn't. You couldn't get back above 26,638, and right? Now you're kind of in a bear flag. You still have the divergence, though. It's weird that we didn't hit the 200 SMA. We should have, but you still have the divergence. And you still have a chance to hit the 200 SMA before you make this lower low. But it's look, we made a chintzy, crazy, quick 1 minute trade on the short there, and we're in and out, right? Like, market is garbage today. It's garbage, honestly. Like, I know when I'm watching chop garbage, and this is chop garbage, you know what I mean? Don't force trades today. Don't open up 100 trades. Trading is just like surfing. You show up to the beach, you believe it's going to be good. You can check the weather, but what if it just looks horrible? I got my wallet pregnant, and I like it. Shout out to Gino Powell. Wow. Put me into credit debt in 2018, the year I got a job making double what I did 2 years ago. And I'm trading like this year I got a job making double what I made a year ago, 2 years ago. And I'm trading like a beast. See, look at that. Dude, things can change. Things can change if you let it, but you got to let it. You got to believe that things could change for you. Really, you're the system that's going to make it all happen. But it's got to be aligned in your mind first, and then everything else follows through. Everything else follows through once you align your brain. All right? Funny, even RPL came all the way back down with the liquid staking, couldn't keep it hot. Rocket Pool. Remember getting back into we got into this first. Remember, look at it, looked good too. It just didn't happen. We got into this back at what? 20 bucks, 25 bucks. Market is good for me. Short from 29, 25. I mean, market could be great anytime. Honestly. Put myself in credit debt, yeah. Short from 25. I mean, 25.9 is the best place to short. I mean, that was like the obvious short area, right? We just couldn't. And then we get back above it for the move. Just like 20, if we get back above 25.9, we could make a move, but it's obviously not going to happen. I love you, Sam. You're such an inspiration. Sorry for the caps. No worries. Van Life Ninjas, man. We love you. I only trade 500X when you're here. You're my 4-leaf clover, man. Fine. How do you overcome it, lifer? I started working out. And I realized that I met a friend that said, hey, are you working out every day? And I was like, no, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, why not? And I was always a positive person. I love being outside. I was happy. If you put me outside on a beautiful day, I was like, you got to be happy on a beautiful day outside. So even in my worst depressions, I found ways to be appreciative and happy. I really did. Shout out to Gina Bombina in the house. God bless you. But it was just my overall idea of where I was heading in life. I did not know what career I was going to choose. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, where I was going to end up, how I was going to get there, and that was worrisome. And then I have a hyperactive brain. So my hyperactive brain is firing off, asking all these questions. I can't answer them. So I have hyperactive disorder. I have tons of anxiety. And I have all the energy in the world. And I know I'm smart and intelligent. And I know I have a lot of energy compared to most people. Right? You know what I mean? So I'm just like, so that got frustrating for me because I was like, man, I'm super smart. I can do math quick. I was like, if you put me in a room, I can figure out the details. You know? I find fast ways to doing things. Like I'll see a kid who has my job. I'll take his job. Within a week, if he's still at the company, I'll see the things he was doing. I'll be doing them quicker. And I'm like, why wasn't he doing these things? Because I analyze every system I'm in and try to make that system better. That's just like how I am. That's just part of who I am. So my brain just wanted the clear answer and I couldn't give it to it. And that creates serious depression. And you know what? I think I had to struggle to find my way. Otherwise, I wouldn't know how to help people who are struggling. So I cherish the struggle that I went through. Everybody, every single Sunday, we teach a leverage mastery class. Please don't trade leverage if you don't know what you're doing. Please don't trade leverage if you don't have someone at least explain the ins and outs. Please don't trade leverage if you have no clue. If you've never traded spot, if you don't know Fibonacci, divergences, support and resistance levels, you really need to get back to brass tacks. Take my beginner's class, the last Saturday of every month. But if you're in the trading group and you want to up your level in leverage, we also have mentoring that goes on. I think he does it 2-3 times a week. Just whenever he feels like it, he pops in. Last night he was mentoring. So you can ask questions. You can talk about your trades. And as a group, you can kind of trade the same things together too. This is really nice. So jump on in. We have a leverage group and a leverage section in my trading group. It's $150 for the class. Hit the QR code and the link below. We may actually up the ante to this or do something different too. So while we're in experimental times, I would take advantage of these prices before they go skyrocketing. Because we're seeing people make gains all over the place. But we never want to make it too big, you know? Okay, I missed it. Going to the farmer's market. My bad, man. Oh, I love farmer's market. You don't find your way. God shows you the way even without you knowing. That's exactly what happened. God showed me the way, but I didn't know God would show. Now I'm here. And now everything is going the way it was supposed to go, but my life wasn't always going this way. You know what I mean? Most handsome frog in the cryptoverse, right? Such a sexy frog. Struggling right now. Shout out to T Money in the game. Is there leverage mastery off one of a reoccurring monthly? It's a one-off, but you get to stay in he mentors you for 2 months, basically. You get to stay around and constantly kind of get access to what we're doing. I think you'll absolutely love it. Give yourself invest in yourself. Give yourself a break. Yes, we do have a service that we're charging money for, but we do it every day. We're super consistent about it, and we love it. And we have people that are making gains. Like, you can go into our leverage section and say, hey, what's going on? Like, look at this. You go into our leverage section, and you can take a look. Yeah, if you just post it every day, I'll see it. I have too much going on for me to remember everything. But look at the gains here in the leverage class. I mean, 675, 295, 274, 117, 290. And don't forget, we got the losses too. We got life for losses. You know, we don't just post gains. This guy lost 13 grand. You lose money, you know, it's not always great. But you persevere, and these people find ways to do things they never thought possible. And they're shorting and long. They didn't know how to make money both ways in the market. They only knew how to make money one way. So I suggest you jump on into the trading group today, get the beginner's education, and then there's other places where you can continue to evolve your trading style. And we have more classes, more people, and more advanced traders to take you to that next level. And I'm amassing such a great group of talent and a great group of people. I don't know where else you'd want to be. So, hey, people love consistency. Consistency breeds success. People want to be around success, period. My brain always going. I got a song going at all times while I'm thinking about Bitcoin and other coins, thinking about this call or chalk or what have for lunch all at once. Yeah. No, how do you go to $1,200 loss? No, we want a 1,200% loss. See this guy. See what he just said? How do you go from a 1,200% loss? See, we want a 1,200% loss so we can mitigate that into thousands of dollars. See, that tells me that you need to take the course because you have no idea what we're doing. All right. In that trade, you would not use a stop loss. You would wait for the chart to go down. You would wait for mitigation. You would mitigate at the right time. Your stop loss would be your mitigation entry, technically. Super chats, HBAR, XLM, and GFAL. Again, that's why there's a class. That's why there's a mentorship program. That's why you need to kind of have your hand held a little bit as you do that. All right. Nothing worth doing is easy. Shout out to you. My father said that all the time. Nothing is easy. The leverage class is a gold mine of knowledge. Look at that. Yeah, and it's more than just leverage. He gives you so much insight. Pick that young man's brain. Justin is amazing. You'll absolutely love it. All right, let's take a look at GFAL. Let's take a look at HBAR. Let's take a look at XLM. Here we're looking at HBAR. I don't own any HBAR. I'm not a huge fan of long-term consolidation. I'm not a hater. I just think there's some better projects out there that'll make us some money. Everyone I know that's in HBAR seems to be someone that kind of like dives, but yeah, actually, I mean, I know some people that really deep dive, but so HBAR hit, we lost, right? Hit our stop loss, or did it hit the stop? Yeah, it hit the stop loss. Bang. 12%. The key is, if you lose this trade if you traded this 10 times and you lose it 7 times, you lose 84%, 7 times 12. But if you win 3 times, you lose 162% because you'll be 54 times 3, which is 150 plus 12, right? So, remember, 162 minus 84, you're still up about 80%, so 78%. So the idea behind this is you don't have to win every trade. You just have to have the guts to set up and hit trades and go at trades. Let's talk about HBAR. Let's break it down. I wanted it to break out of there. It had a nice trend, and it broke the trend. It couldn't hang, right? Looked good, though. It was oversold and everything, and it was getting some buzz, too. There was some talks that HBAR was going to get the move. But it was also getting an unlock, wasn't it? Remember, they were unlocking HBAR, right? So it was going to dump, too. So I put that trade out, but then I heard about the unlock a week later. That trade when I put out was back on the 17th or the 15th of August or something. So it was a long time ago when I first looked at that trade. You got to give me that credit there, you know. So, still in a symmetrical triangle, technically. They unlocked it. I'm not a fan of this project. I'll make it clear. I think there's so many better AI. Like, I think Fetch AI is a way better long-term hold. I believe GFAL is a better long-term hold. I believe you'll make more money on Casper. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. These are my thoughts and my ideas. Who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? Now, we wanted the breakout first. We didn't get it. Now you got the bit of the cup and handle. Kind of got the Casper cup and handle. So you do have the cup and handle here. Low, high, higher, low. You pull the fib on that setup. you're looking at that 786. You're like right on that 786, right near it. Tells me that HBAR could get the move. Let's take a look at our 4-hour time frame. 4 hours says no way, see? And that's that like that Bitcoin. You got like that descending. I watched that 4 hour. The 4 hour says you're going to dump. I'll be honest, it's like got descending triangle vibes. And that to me, and it's almost like a double top. Very similar to the trade we just made earlier today on Bitcoin, right? Stop loss outside. Yeah, I see a short for HBAR. The 4 hour is like dumping on you. So I see HBAR short, 4 hour HBAR short. They're unlocking a bunch of coins. They're probably not done with the sell-off yet. And I could be wrong. It could pump all the way, and I could be completely wrong. I am not 100%. I wish I was, but I'm not. What I do know is that's a descending triangle that likes to break to the downside more than to the upside. All right. Look at the momentum of the 4 hour on the downside for HBAR. Thank you for the HBAR idea there. Appreciate you. All right, let's continue through these super chats. Shout out to the 690 souls on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's take a look at XLM. You know what? God is good, and God makes good people. So if I show up every day and I'm good, that means people are going to show up every day, and my channel is going to grow because God is good. So because I believe in God, I know good people are going to come to this channel. And because good people are going to come to this channel, good people are going to learn. And good people are going to learn, we're going to grow, and if we're going to grow, it can only just keep getting better. So through my belief in God, everything kind of comes to fruition. You get it? Let's take a look at stellar lumens. You can see that I have a Fibonacci drawn here. I'll pull it out. We wicked down to the in between the 786. We touched the 706, and we bounced out of this area. We're now technically attempting to retest the zone. The 4 hour was oversold, and that could be a beautiful retest. So look, can we SR flip that POC? See that? And I'll put my own little yellow line here, but bounce, 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 bounce. This would be a beautiful retest. If stellar lumens can retest here, that could definitely be a local low that could extend it further to the upside. Look for stellar lumens to SR flip this resistance here. Previous resistance becomes new support. Look for stellar to SR flip right there. That could be a beautiful entry. If the 1 hour is also low, the 15 minutes also low, yes. I mean, yes, baby, yes. That tells me that this 4 hour could get us a bounce right now to the upside. I would watch stellar lumens for a possible move here to the upside. I mean, that's a 3.7 risk-reward ratio. 3.47 to gain 12.94%. There's a chance stellar lumens gets a bounce here on the SR flip, oversold 4 hour. Possible SR flip oversold 4 hour for stellar lumens. It gets above this point of control. It is gone to the volume area highs through the VRVP. Got a gap right there too that can get it up to about 12.3, and then we can see what happens. So I'd be paying attention to stellar lumens. Thank you again for this amazing super chat. You're giving us gains. Shout out to Crypto Plumber. Can we look at GRT currently not near a chart? I got a photographic memory. GRT was in a long falling wedge the last time I looked at it. We'll take a look at it. If it got above that level on the left side there, we'll see. But I see it in this long falling wedge. Tried to break out. We'll take a look at that for you. And next super chat we're looking at here is going to be GFAL and GRT. Bake it on the beach, baby. Bake it on the beach. And it's 11:29. Time for the news, everybody. Time for the news. We got to get that research. We got to put in that research. We got to put in that research. And I've been good about it today. I've been good about it. You know. All right, let's break it down. Shout out to everybody here. My name is Samuel James Price, and every single day I do the Crypto Lifer Show. Hi, my name is Samuel James Price, and every single day I do the Crypto Lifer Show on YouTube. I'm the Crypto Lifer, and together with the Lifers, we do an amazing job. We do a 3 to 5 minute news segment too during the show to show you what's happening. Today we're going to talk about Coinbase L2 base suffers block production stall, and team says fix was deployed. Oh my gosh. Oh, why do we always have these issues? Coinbase Layer 2 network base suffered a block production stall on Tuesday. According to the status page, the base team said it identified the issue and has deployed a fix. We have deployed a fix and are starting to see recovery of block production and gossip. The team wrote roughly 30 minutes after it announced the investigation. Could you tell us what the fix was? Could you tell us what happened? A lot of vague, right? People don't say everything that goes on here in blockchain. We'd like a little more transparency, right? We'd like a little more transparency. Sorry. Crazy what happens in blockchain here. We'd like a little more transparency, like what actually went on. You know what I mean? Could you tell us? Sorry, I moved myself. Because I like that all day. But, I'd like more transparency. What actually went on? Could you tell us what happened? Just kind of give you guys an edit, maybe to help you edit it. Anyway, let's move forward. Let's take a look. Polygon is focused on a future of zero-knowledge proofs. Polygon recently revealed a CDK for developers, and its proof-of-stake network may soon transition to a ZK EVM Validum. Best known for its proof-of-stake sidechain, Polygon launched its ZK EVM rollup, the Ethereum mainnet, in March. ZK-proof-based rollups host verifiable proofs of transactions to Ethereum, ensuring a faithful execution while significantly reducing costs. ZK rollups scare me a little bit because they keep a lot of the transactional data off-chain and then report it to the chain. Just kind of makes me worried a little bit that something worse could go wrong. We already seen it before. I shouldn't say that, but something's making me say this, and I don't know why. I'm just putting it out there. But, and look at Thorchain advertising themselves there. That could actually give Rune even more gain. Look, cross-chain liquidation, free borrowing. I mean, the fact that they're advertising so much, that's just bullishness to me, just off a side note right there. I'm thrilled to announce our Chain Development Kit, a software suite that empowers builders to launch their own fully featured ZK-powered L2s. I mean, it's amazing. Polygon ZDK. I like Matic. I own a lot of Matic. I hold it long-term. I believe they're going to be somewhere into the $5, $10 region as we run into the bull run. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing I say and do should be taken as such. It's just my own thoughts. Soma Finance plans to launch retail-compliant digital security token. Interesting. Soma Finance, a collaborative venture between DeFi product provider Mantra and registered broker-dealer Tutoring Capital, is planning to introduce the Soma token, which it claims will be the first legally issued and compliant digital security for the U.S. and global retail investors. The Soma token is the first regulation crowd-funded issuance on the U.S.-compliant hybrid decentralized marketplace, adding digital securities to its crypto asset and NFT platform rollup. I mean, more digital securities are coming out. They're going to basically create stocks, but they're going to be tokenized securities. You're going to see this more and more. I'm also involved in a real estate company right now. I'm advising them. I'm one of the advisors to a real estate company that is doing tokenized assets. It's going to be USP, pretty interesting. We're going to bring that out and kind of begin to reveal that information to you guys. So that's also something cool that I wanted to bring out. But the tokenized industry of securities is coming. And it's going to be getting bigger and bigger. Wrap your head around that. All right. And it is the future. And back into the super chats. I can't wait to look at GFAL. I can't wait to look at GRT and see what's happening in the space right now. What did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin did get back above the zone. Let's take a look at that one. Sorry, when I go to move the chart. So we had the divergence. We got away from the 21. We did not pump to the 200 SMA like we usually do. Eventually, though, we made a bigger divergence. This is likely now to pump up to the 200 SMA, in my humble opinion. This divergence is just big enough. I don't see how we... So they basically, they're like, oh, you got lucky. We're coming back and get you guys again. We'll liquidate you guys, and then we'll come back for more. It's obviously what happened here, and we can find this liquidation. There it is right there. And this is what I want to just teach my students, to recognize that this is this. 1, 2. All right? BOOKMAP's pretty neutral right now, honestly. And it touched on the liquidity. It doesn't have any big red or yellow liquidity now. A little bit to the downside, but not much. Pretty well balanced. Still kind of claiming 25K, but not as hard as it was before. 1 minute's in a beautiful ascending triangle, kind of bullpen it. That's a nice scalp right there. That's likely going to pump up to the 200 SMA. That's a nice trade right there. And map out the trade. When I used to trade leverage, right, when I first started, I'd map out a trade, right? And all the times I didn't put a stop loss and I didn't map out the risk, I usually lost the trade. So say you're looking at the chart, you're like, oh, that's going to go up, and you just open up the trade full port. Most of the times I did that, it didn't play out well. I'll be honest. It just did not play out well. That was a nice little ascending triangle that lost the sauce. I didn't enter the trade yet, but man, we could stay above the POC. Nah. We don't want to do that for y'all. Did it just wick back up? It did, though. Dude, they're treacherous today. Look, even on the smaller time frames, they're going after it. I personally like this trade because I know that I have the 200 as my favorite. We're going to pump right up to it. Bang! This trade's about to happen right now, in my humble opinion. Very, very close. That's going to the 200, and then we're out. It's going to be a quick trade. In and out. In and out. No BS, all right? Let's go. Just like we just did the last one. In and out. Keep ourselves disciplined here. Let's go, baby. Let's go. To the 200, and we're out. Show us the money. I'm in a $14,000 trade. $400 at 36 leverage, right? Let's go to the 200, baby. We got to break through this resistance. It's so likely going to happen. We're above the VRVP. We got a gap here. Everything's we have a lot in our favor. Come on, baby. Oh, the trading is so tough this week. The Bitcoin chop. You're going to hit that 200 SMA, baby. 25,673 is profits. All right. Three to 1 risk reward ratio. Stop loss is at 25,577. All right. It's tight. It's a tight trade. Getting overbought. Come on, man. You got to push us up. Got to push us up to that 200 SMA. You hit it all the time. Don't get rejected by the 100. Break that 100, baby. The 100 is this blue line here. All right. No love. I can't tell me how many trades I opened this week that I watched for hours and hours that I just had to cut off. You know what I mean? at break even or for small gains or small losses. It's just been like, it's just been tough. Down 1% now. They're just toying with, you know what it is? There's not enough leverage on the board. We need more retail because the market makers just don't have a lot to go on, so they're just taking whatever they can. It's like a weekend. This whole week is like weekend trading. Every day has been like a weekend. It's weird. We never really got the volume back up that we were supposed to get, you know? I'm still firmly believing we are going to pump to the tight moving averages. Low, higher low, above the VRVP, gap up. Just do what you're supposed to do and stop playing games. I've watched price action for thousands of days of my life. I know what you're supposed to do. Just do what I've seen you do most of the time, all right? Stop playing this game. All right, let's take a look at GFAL and GRT. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We attempt to make a live trade here every single day on the channel to show you what we're thinking. I've been watching GFAL before it was even, remember, I made this consolidated, this like around here. I started drawing this here and just, you know, predicting that we would consolidate nicely. So far, we're doing it. And I'm in this thing heavy. I've made it really clear. And I traded on MEXC, right? And remember, if you want to join my trading group and understand what I do and the concepts in which I teach, if you want to have master friend that teaches leverage, Stack McChange, my elite, don't you want to be surrounded by all the people that I've tutored and trained? Right? Like, who would you rather be in a group with? You know, a guy that has everybody tutored and trained and that shows up every single day? I mean, we get it in here. So, if you want to join the trading group, right here, we're pinning the links. Make it super easy for you. This stopped me from pinning, and then I forgot. See? They got me. But here, you can join the trading group. Hit the link there. You can join MEXC. Hit the link there. And you can join Facebook group. I really want you to join the Facebook group too, because that's a great place where I could really connect with each and every one of you. Yes, since you can't technically trade leverage. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes, you could trade spot at 2,000 or you could trade 100x at 200. At 20x, at $20. Yes, 100 at 20x. Yes. Yes. Sam, Elite Trading Group Kings, man. Dude, we got so many people in the group that are willing to help you. You know how many people learn from me and they just care about my life? And they're like, man, look what Sam's done for me. I want to do it for someone else. So many people pay for other people to join the trading group. You know what I mean? Like, we just have, like, we have this, like, people hit me up every week. Yo, I want to pay for someone to join the trading group. And I'm always like, me and my wife look like, what an amazing group of people we were around. This guy said, Roland, you know what happens, Roland? People watch me. They make so much money that they just they make enough money. They join the trading group to help other people. So my trading group isn't the same. See, everyone else that says, join my trading group, pay me. It's not like that. I give away the knowledge every day on this. I did it already. I did it for 2 years before I charged $1. I sat here for 2.5 years before I charged $1. I got message after message, people telling me I made hundreds of thousands of dollars. You taught me this, you taught me that. Once I realized the messages masked millions of bucks, I said, you know, I could charge for this. I've given so much value. Okay? I'm at $3. If I hit my $100, I will buy a sub. You'll do it. I believe you'll do it, man. Stick with us and you will get there. I know so many people that have done that exact thing. I've been getting my head cracked the past morning. Choppy market the past month. Yes. You got to be in and out. All your trades have to be planned. In and out like this one. We're in the money now. I gave you this trade. I told you. Right? I told you I'm the king of 3%, right? I'm the king of 3%. Who here sees me post a 3% trade almost every day in the group? And I write specifically, I'm the king of 3% every time I do it. And I do it live all the time. Like, believe me, man, once you join my trading group, you're gonna be like, you know what? Why don't I give $99 to this place? Because I've given $99 to so many other places in my life. Why don't I give it to this place? you know. Now we're up 5% on the trade, bamming it, and we're about to hit the 200 SMA, just like I said we would. Right? This is the second live trade I've given you today. All right? And I could up the ante. I went 36 leverage. I only made 5%. And now let me show you how to baby the trade. All right? Let me show you how to baby the trade. I'm out, actually. I'm going to take 3%. I'm done. I took my money. I don't have time to play with this. I took my money out the trade. All right? There you go. But look, I mean, that one played out. Enter here, out there, done. Okay? I wanted the 200 SMA. We got pretty dang close. Started to see the wick with the oversold stochastic with the bearish div, and you're out. But bam, there it is again. That's the exact move that we want here. You should tap the 200 SMA. The chance we might actually come up. We probably will eventually tap it, but they play with your heartstrings here. The price of the group keeps the riff-raff out. Exactly. I'm sorry to say, $50 trading groups, a lot of people, $100 trading groups, it's like only the best of the best want to come in there. Like, for instance, a guy that makes a few $100,000 a year and he wants to get serious and join a trading group, he doesn't want to be around a place where people are charging $20 a month and he's around random people. He wants to be around serious individuals that really want to change their lives. So, like, he wants to pay $100 to $200 a month. Those are the, that's not, I'm not trying to be rude. I want to help everyone learn, but like, I have a high quality of people. Like, just like there's places where you have to pay more to be in the club. Like, there's a rod and gun club in New York City. It's like $2,000 a year or something. You know what I mean? And then there's like dues every month. And somebody's like, why would I pay $200,000 a year to go to a bar? Well, because the only guys doing that are the high quality individuals in the city. So if you join the rod and gun club and you go out once or say you get 4 nights a month that you go out, you're going to be around really high quality individuals at the rod and gun club. The odds that you're going to bump into a real estate developer are high. The odds you're going to bump into someone that has money to invest in an idea you have, or maybe someone that has their own product. So, like the other day, I was watching how, Andrew Tate said he bought a Bugatti. And he's like, yeah, I bought the Bugatti. But it gets put me in a Bugatti club. And every year, everyone that owns the Bugattis, they all meet in Monaco, and they fly their Bugattis there, and then they drive the Bugattis around, and they have a big dinner. And so he got to meet a bunch of other billionaires throughout the world because he got the Bugatti. Like, the Bugatti was just an entrance into another circle of networking for him. It was more than the car, And I teach this all the time, mentality, where you are, where you're going. It's important, all right? It's important. Now, we took money out the trade. That trade, I did close the trade a little under 3% gains, okay? I didn't have time to limit out the right way because it was out of control. Yeah. Do you have a MEXC link to the TradingView? I have a MEXC link and a TradingView link. But yes, there's a MEXC link right here. Join MEXC right here. Look, I make it so simple. Just click the link right here to MEXC. Bang. And that takes you to MEXC. And you can join right there with my registered. All right. Right there. And join the trading group if you want exclusive content. Also, all the stuff that we talked about today is in the trading group. Right? Like if we went over a coin, if we talk about something, that gets posted to the trading group. The GFAL call, like all this stuff gets posted to the trading group. So let's look at GFAL. It's at a key resistance level. We all know that. This is a major resistance. This is a very strong resistance. For sure, right? Boom. The daily's very overbought. The 2 days very overbought. 3 days still trying to get there. 22-hour has some bearish div. You're getting kind of far away on the 12 with the moving averages. The 4 hours very overbought and a rising wedge with bearish divergence. So look, that's bearish div right there. You see it? And that's a rising wedge. You might get one more pump though. The moving averages aren't as far apart as they could be. So here's the deal. If this thing goes parabolic, it'll break out like this. Boom. And it'll get through that resistance. It's more likely to me that even if it does that, it could be a fake out. So I'm looking for it to break out, probably come back. But it's more like I say that it comes back down and we have a chance to gobble it back up at the bottom of this pattern. So I'll watch it. If it breaks out of here, I wouldn't touch it right now. I'm in it and I'm up good. So I don't need to really stress right now. And again, MEXC is the place to be if you're going to add to these coins, right? If you're going to learn how to trade, MEXC, man. We gave you 2 scalp trades that played out on the live stream today. They were very small and quick on the 1 minute. They were quick. You did have to use high leverage to obtain a gain. I will say that. But, hey. 0 spot maker and taker fee. 0 future maker fee. 0.1% taker fee. All right? And look, if you go to spot here, you can see my bags of GFAL, which I like to kind of throw around. And they're not huge, but this market cap is tiny. And I got about $2,400 worth of this stuff. And the guy who created EA Sports, the CEO and founder, Trevor Hawkins, is that his name, right? I'm pretty sure I got it right. I got this memory where I look at thing one time. I got it written up. Let me bring it to you guys. But I was getting into GFAL a long time ago. Like the first buy for me was in June, right? So this is the channel that I see a lot of other channels and they'll talk about our coins like a little later. You know what I mean? We're spot on, man. I'm like all over this stuff. Like every day I'm talking about Like I don't stop. And I'm going to show you what I'm DCAing into. I'm going to show you my bags. I showed you when I sold Casper, right? I still haven't bought a dime back. I'm waiting. I haven't even DCA'd in yet. I'm waiting for that time to starting to collect into the price action, right? But anyway, GFAL, connected to one of the biggest gaming institutions in the world, EA Sports. So it's in the game. Trip Hawkins. Yeah, Trip Hawkins. Exactly. Games for a living, baby. Yeah. What does Casper do? Casper's a mining coin. Casper's like... It's a good point, right? What does Casper do? Casper can facilitate transactions extremely fast, faster than almost any other coin in the game. It's attached to the mnemonic scale, how it generates its halving, and it halves a lot too. Do you like WAGME? I don't know enough about WAGME. Other people have talked about it. I haven't researched WAGME enough. We all gonna make it. WAGME coin. We all got mental illness. That's funny, right? $229,000 market cap. I don't know, man. Like this, yikes. That's something I'd put $100, $200 in, and I would just never think about it again. Too small. Just Apparently, they did an interview here. They had a good event in Bali. Block ties. I don't know what's going on there. I'm stretching it. Shout out to Cush's My Cologne. Shout out to John Connor. Shout out to Nadora. Shout out to Echo Leaf. How do you do price note? Very simple. It's right here in the text section. Price note right there. You can star it too, and then anything you star will get added to your fast menu here, which I keep kind of right down here. All right. I see GFAL making a move down, but if it doesn't, if it makes a parabolic pump up on this 1 hour, I'm sorry. Then we look for the flag here in the retest and then trade that. More likely and safer that we'll be able to probably get it back down at 1.5 cents again. And that will be where I load up probably for a final time. And then I'm going to hold it for 2 years and see what happens. Let's take a look at GRT, the graph token. It's on MEXC as well. So I talked about it possibly breaking to the downside. I guess someone asked me about it recently, right? It had this falling wedge that broke out, but it also kind of had a descending vibe, right? See, kind of had a descending triangle vibe to it. But not perfect. It really kind of was a falling wedge. Broke out, got rejected, came back down again. Kind of in chop, right? I like this coin. It had a good enough hype when it first came out, but just no one talks about it anymore, and it just kind of sits. It's supposed to be the Google for blockchain. Like you would be able to Google the information on the blockchains. I believe I compared this to Covalent. And Covalent had a better system. And the CEO was more enthusiastic, got himself out there more, and he was like a different, he had more balls than the CEO of GRT or whoever's, I don't even know who it is, right? So Covalent, direct competitor, I find to be a better product. But again, here in GRT, you have to search whole areas and then categorize. I guess Covalent made it easier to search the blockchain in a far more efficient manner. And they brought this up. They were talking about it the other day, but not the other day when I first did my research on it. How did the MACD end up there? How you doing, Winnie? Did I scare you? Oh. Oh. Y'all want to see the dog? I'll pick you up. No, come on. It's all right. This dog is huge. No, this dog is absolutely gigantic. Like,
Hey, you should buy crypto. Yeah, buy crypto. My name is Crypto Lifer, and I like crypto. What do you want to do? Blah, 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 boo, 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 boo.
that's Winnie, baby. A gentle giant. Oh, wow, look at that dog. Beautiful, man. That's a proper dog, man. Goldens are the best. Yeah, she's a golden retriever, man. Great dogs. Great dogs, you know. All right. And it's not my dog. I want to lie and say it is. I'm taking care of my neighbor's dog. I found out that her dog walker had an attitude and was overcharging her money. And I said, you know, I love dogs. Let me just take care of your dog. You know? I said I'll do my best. Like, and I'll keep her in my room while I'm here, you know? Shout out to Mohammed Musa. God bless you, man. Looking for another dump on Bitcoin. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Boom. Bang. What a cruddy day. We almost got to the 200. We should have, though. So funny. Put 20 in a room and try to pick. Put 20 in a room and try to pick yours out. Sam, what do you think about X-Corn? Never heard about it. Yeah, I have a Guggen growing up past after 10 years. I had a Golden growing up past after 10 years. Yeah, I have two Doberman Pinschers. They're watching your show right now. Roof, roof, roof. Roof, roof, roof. Sorry. Did they react? Did they go up? Their ears go up? They're like, what the heck is he doing? My dog does not like being picked up. No, neither does this dog. This dog, she wasn't a fan of it. I'll be honest. I have to, get her to do it. She's not happy about it. You know what I mean? Ben coin pumping. That's interesting to see. Let's take a look. And yeah, I'll see Ben came out with a new channel. You know what I mean? So much controversy. I like everybody that's involved. You know what I mean? I don't know the specifics. What I will say is this. I'll make one statement. You know what I mean? When I first, everyone has their opinions. Everyone has their opinions about this. All right? And I'm not going to talk about it a lot. All right? So here you go. Here's your little gem. Here's your little gossip piece, whatever you want to call it. When I first got on Around the Blockchain, and it was on a 1 million subscriber channel, I mean, I could walk around and, I was on there once a week. So I'd meet people and I'd be like, yeah, I have a channel of 20,000 subscribers. I was like, but I'm also on this channel once a week with 1 million subscribers. And people would be like, oh, you're on a channel with 1 million? It was a big deal. All right, it was a big deal. You know what I mean? I could tell family and friends and people like, yo, watch me on this game show. And because it was on that big channel, it got 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 views. It was a big deal. Are you trying to curb me?
No, because you're always going lately.
I know, but right now I'm talking about a sensitive issue, so I don't know if you're you're trying to come here and tell me I can't say anything.
It just happens to be
I know, but you got to think, you got to listen to the show, because when you come in the show and then you hear me sign, and you're like, what?
I'm going to take a picture of
Can I might assume.
I'm going to take this picture.
Don't even say that, because they don't. You see? Now you're not. No. Come here. I'm gonna put the bright light in your eye and flash you, so you can't see me. The whole thing is, when it all started, I'm pretty sure Ben was the one that put me on. You know what I mean? Who here found me on ATB? You can write it right now. Let's be honest. I could hide for the... Dude, my first time on ATB, I got 4,000 subscribers, guys. I went from 17 to 20,000. That's 4,000 people that got to know about me immediately. You know what I mean? And so... And when it started, I'm pretty sure it was Ben that put me on. So, I just... I know that the team got together. I know they built so much. And again, I have so much respect for the team at ATB. I love them all. I love everybody. And I don't know the specifics. I really don't. And Ben even admitted to his own issues. So, you have to say, hey, he did some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? At the same time, I don't judge people because I've been down and out before. I've had my own bouts with drugs and alcohol before. I've had my issues, I've been tempted. I've gone through temptation. Like, I am not better than any man. I have not fallen. In my life, I've fallen to temptation. So like, yet ye who has never sinned cast the first stone. Like, I love that line in the Bible, man. You know. Yet ye who has never sinned cast the first stone. Like, who are we to judge? Because someone's out there publicly, we get to say whatever we want about them. You know. So that's kind of how I looked at this whole situation. I looked at it as, I know who put me on. You know what I mean? And I remember what a big deal it was to be put on. You know. And then people write this like, Ben, you know, this guy wrote, he went to church but did this on his wife in satanic, you know what I mean? Honestly, God is stronger than the devil. When you turn to God, you can repent. You know what I mean? And we'll see what happens. You're right. Let's give it time. Let's give it time. You know what I mean? I did and been with you ever since. People need to remember how much Ben did for the community. Yeah, so I'm someone that knows when somebody did something for me, and I never forget. And no matter what you've done, I mean, unless you've like, you know, I don't want to say it, but like hurt my family or something. But like, you know, like, if they can make it, if they can stick together, it is what it is. So look, GRT. So I just wanted to say that, like, I'm not picking sides. I just want to make it clear, I'm not picking sides. I love both parties. I love people on both sides. And I've hung out with both people, and I've met them all. And my wife says a sincere apology should be held in high regard. Remember, it's all someone had left sometimes. Yeah. I remember correctly, you got introduced by someone that was on there, and then he changed his screen, and you appeared. You even remembered it, man. And Bethany's real for staying by Ben's side. She's the best, man. She's going to go to heaven. See? She's blessed. If his wife can forgive him, then who are we? Look at my wife chiming in. This guy says, I unsubscribed to all the shows. Only Ben all day. Wow. I have worked too hard and too long my entire life and given up the past 13 years to have somebody going 38 crap going to dumb. To have somebody going 38 a crap going to dumb. I don't know what you're saying, man. I have worked too hard and too long my entire life and given up the past 13 years to have somebody going 38 a crap going to dump on you. My short currently set 25,691, and there you go. He's going to jump. Me too. First time I saw the lifer and knew about the channel was on the show. I'm my own man. That's the thing too. Like, I'm my own person. Like, I represent my brand and myself. Like, you know, all this did affect me though. This whole up and down, all this stuff did affect me. We have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low. The daily wants to put in a higher low and pump to the upside. That's a good sign. That's a Sammy cup and handy to the upside. All right. You need that divergence on the 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look if we have it. And we got something moving and grooving here. It's that same divergence we see kind of throughout the market, which basically should give us the bounce, right? And there's that Bitcoin spike up and down. Here's the sideways price action with the divergence. And top of the band, you know, you want to make a move back to the top of the channel. So you could play it super safe and wait for a bounce here. A retest of this level, you know, or a bounce out and a retest of that level, you know, depending on how cautious you want to play it. The aggressive entry would be somewhere now, but you could break, it could still break to the downside. All right. We have a meeting. Big Wick, you're the man. I feel the same about you, Sam. No matter who leaves the group and goes out on their own, I got to roll with the one who put me on and gave me the knowledge. Love you, Sam. I'm the same way, man. I still respect my mentor that taught me what I didn't know. See, there's two types of people in the world. There's a person that, I'm gonna give you a story. And I know we have a meeting, but I got to tell the story. There's a blacksmith, all right? And he's hard working his blacksmith. And he sees a young kid, and the kid's out there, and he's like, hey, you could work for me instead of hanging out. Do you want to work? And the kid's like, oh, I guess I'll come tomorrow. And next thing you know, he comes tomorrow, and he teaches him, and he spends hours with this kid, and he has all these little gems and tricks that nobody knows. And he gives them to this kid, how to heat it a little hotter, how to use the water in a certain way, how to beat it at a certain angle to make it easier for you, like all these tips and tricks, right? And so one guy, he eventually learns the trade, and, he eventually, goes a little away, starts his own business slightly, but he always pays homage to the old man. He always comes back to him. Even when he makes profits, and he makes a lot of profits, some days he'll come by and he'll give a gift to the old man. The old man, what's this for? And he said, man, I still make gains off what you taught me. I still make gains off what you showed me. I'm so appreciative, right? And boom. Then there's another guy who learns from him, and he says, I got it now. I don't need this dude anymore. He showed me what I needed. What the heck do I need him for? I got what he had. I would have learned it anyway from somewhere else. Who cares? That person lacks gratitude. They don't care. They don't care. They open up a shop right across the street. They use this guy's secrets. They give his secrets away for free. They start putting out, hey, free pots for the next free pot. They start giving away stuff. And you're looking at them like, the old man's like, why would you backstab me with the knowledge that I gave you, right? So there's two types of people in the world, man. There's two types of people in the world. People that respect where they got their knowledge and hold that dear and honorable for the rest of the time. And people that say, hey, I got it from you. It is what it is now. Like, I don't need you anymore. And, I know who I am. You find out who you are. You know what I mean? Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I got to look at Bitcoin real quick. I think there was one more super chat, BLZ. Then I'm going to look at BTC, and then we're out of here for the day. But I just want to see everyone happy. And again, and we don't know. I don't know the whole story too. That's the whole thing. That's why I don't think the story should have ever went as public as it should have, because nobody can make the right decision on what actually went on, unless you're actually one of the insiders who knows everything. You know what I mean? Even the people on the inside don't know everything sometimes. It's crazy. So I don't know. And I also there's people in there that I like everybody there. I don't want to, I'm not here to judge anybody on either end. I don't know what happened. I just don't know what happened. All I know is that I know someone that helped me in my life, and I never turn my back on someone that helped me in my life. I just can't do that. It's just not who I am, Call me a sucker, call me whatever you want. It's just not what I'm about, So look, this 4 hour could continue. It's been pumping. This thing might bump again. Almost want to kind of do this here and just watch that consolidation. The daily still has legs, and the 4 hour could pump. This thing could literally pump again. I know it seems so funny, right? But it could. You could even do this. You could say it broke out, and then it broke back inside. It's inside a symmetrical triangle. It just had a quick fake out breakout, and this thing could break out yet again. Just negate the fact that it even broke out. Look for it to consolidate, and we could see BLZ somewhere up at 20 cents. So Blue Zell, man, it's one of my favorite coins back in the day. Tight moving averages, 200 in line, above the point of control. Low, high, higher, low. No reason why this thing can't continue with low stochastics to the upside. 1 hour also pointing to the upside. BLZ, to me, looks like it's going to move. I know it doesn't. It looks disgusting. It's highly unlikely. Like, the market structure is very weird. But I like what I'm seeing here for BLZ. All right. So it's traditionally not a setup that I would normally go for with the up and down wickage there. That's very strange. But it's definitely worth keeping on the radar. And it's oversold on multiple time frames, telling me that it may get a bit of a bounce. All right. So we started the channel, remember, with the 4 hour bearish. Let's take a look here. We talked about the 4 hour would probably likely break to the bottom of the channel at 25,500, right? It whipped all the way to 25,530, it looked like. How did I know that? Well, I just kept the trend, We were right there, remember? And I kept the trend. I said we're likely going to drop. I gave this idea at, And I can't say, I'm not saying everything I post is right. And I'm not trying to, I don't want everyone to get, there's the guy that says everything he says is right. No. But I'm here every day, always showing you something. So there's the guy that always shows us something every day. Well, look, I'm telling you that you're likely to drop down to this area at 25.5. I called it right there at 25.691, right? And here we are, right there. Bottom of the channel now, bottom of the channel, top of the channel, bottom of the channel. You're likely to bounce to the top of the channel again. So you may wick, something crazy may happen, but this falling wedge does want to break back up. And it might just even come up to here. It might just hit the top of the channel and come back down. No guarantees, but to me it says we likely get a bounce back up to the top of the channel now. And that's why you're looking for the divergence now on the smaller time frame. So let's get rid of this. That was the scalp trade. They gave it all back, but we did nail it. You can hit a trade as long, see, if you have your plan and you're in and out, it doesn't matter what happens to price action. Yeah, no more Gucci shirts, man. He's getting rid of the Gucci shirts. It's over. He's been humbled, man. You know? So this is what they did. This is what they did. The show is making money. Nah, I'm not gonna. Let's go to 25. Wick down around 25,360. Thanks for everything, Sam. God bless you all, beautiful people. I just want to say I love everybody. And I don't speak negatively about anyone because negativity just burns inside of you and hurts you, right? Even when I didn't like certain YouTubers who I felt like they were hurting others, it's like, it never worked out when I even said anything. So I decided, you know what? We're going to keep the love and the positivity every single day. Like I said on Twitter this morning, saying negative comments about someone, one makes you yourself feel negative indirectly. It shows this is what you think of yourself. Love others. It shows you love yourself. How you treat others is a direct mirror of how you treat yourself. Everyone can see it, but you. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows that nasty people at work that's nasty to everybody. You know that person isn't nice to themselves because that's why they're nasty to you. So let's see, man. We got a triple bottom here for Bitcoin. Apparently. You know? Very oversold in the 5. They've liquidated everyone they could throughout the morning. They've gotten a good enough divergence here. The 1 minute is solid right there. We shouldn't break that low. That should end up being the low, but we'll see. If we break that low, we're going way lower. So here, I would watch the 5 minute for a bit of a move back to the 7 minute. He's even bearish. Hold on. One of the choppiest days I've seen in a long time for Bitcoin. Honestly, like break out, break back inside. And remember, when I said if we couldn't get back above 25.9 to remain bearish, I stay on that same idea, you know. Look, you're getting a divergence here now. You're likely going to get a bounce. How hard it is the question, you know. How short-lived, how ephemeral it may be. Ephemeral. E-P-H-E-M-E-R-A-L, right? Ephemeral. And that means short-lived. It's a fancy way of meaning for not long, you know. An ephemeral time, right? A mouse in a lawn while the lawnmower is going around. His life is ephemeral. It's only a matter of time before that lawnmower is going to get him. I mean, he might be able to get out. Too many times I've been nice to people, and they take my kindness for weakness, and then I catch them in a dark alley. Just no comment. I have no idea what you're talking about. It's got to be a New York thing. You're funny, man, right? The dark alley thing, right? Yeah. Don't catch me in a dark alley over here. Because in New York, we walk down so many dark alleys in our life, right? Like, it's like we're used to it. Like, if you live in Kansas City, I don't know how many dark alleys you see, but you never know. I mean, but New York City is dark alley after dark alley. In profit, thanks to you, Sam, watching the 1 hour and the 7 minute and the 1 minute. So simple. Shout out to MV, my man, Batman. Anyway, so I'm expecting a bounce back to the upside here on the 7 minute time frame. We got a trend line we're holding, all that sauce. However, if we lose this level here at 25.5, our next spot is 25.373 on the wick, and we will take out that previous low. So, have you interviewed your mentor on this channel? No, plenty of dark alleys. 800X, heard. And there we stand. Any last super chat that I missed here? And let's talk about the fan funding. Oh yeah, Matic BTC. And then I'm out. Why are we going until 12:15 today? It's so nuts. Shout out to Michael Olin. Shout out to Ernest Lee. Shout out to Sean Cam. Shout out to Bryson Gonzalez. Shout out to D Shovel. Shout out to Barry L UFC, my man. Hey Lifer, I'm thinking of taking a 10 grand loan out and putting it into GFAL coin. What do you think? I would never take a loan out to put it in a high risk project. And I would never tell you what to do with your money. That is financial advice, and I cannot give it to you. So I'm not licensed for that. I don't know, man. You got to figure out what to do there. I'd be careful. I personally would never take a loan out. I never did anything like that in my life. I like using my money. You know what I mean? My money. I don't want to owe someone if something doesn't go right, you know? But that's me. I was raised Irish. Take your dime, you know, your first dime. So what's your opinion on Layer 0 stuff? Also, can you look at Matic ETH or Matic BTC? I don't know about Layer 0 enough. BTC Blaze, love you. Thank you, Mohammed. And GRT from Crypto Plumber. We'll take a look here what he's asking about Matic BTC, and then I'm out of here for the day. I have a business meeting that I'm late to right now. We set up meetings right at 12:15 because I got such a busy day. I got like live stream, then meeting, then this, then that. We got a new website coming out. We're working on a new website which has a login feature. You're gonna be able to log in and actually watch course studies, and we're gonna have courses there for you. Dude, we are building CryptoLifer.com. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. The back end's taking a long time. 4 months really back and forth with my developer. Should it take 4 months with my developer? Is that realistic? Or do I need, I don't know. But there's a lot going on in that back end, and I do trust them. So I want to make sure that whoever I'm trusting with that back end, because I'm trusting them with like my life basically. So I'm just super excited. CryptoLifer.com coming out with a new and improved look within the next probably 2 weeks at the most. So I'm excited for that. Don't forget, I also teach class the last Saturday of every month. Sign up in the description below. You can also get a one-on-one with me for $300 for the hour if you want to sit down and really just ask me all sorts of questions and get to know kind of how I did what I did with my life. We'll take a look at Matic BTC inside of an ascending triangle, right? You want to see that it continues up this trend. There's your divergence. You had a low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Lower high, higher low, higher low. So you put your first higher low in really ever right there since the trend began in July 15th, right? So you've been 3 months in a downtrend. You finally put in a higher low. I would wait for Matic to break out, okay, and retest this level, which is 21.95 on the BTC pair, and then there's a chance you can get that nice run up to the upside. Aggressive entry would be now at the point of control as it comes back down to the bottom of the channel. That level is somewhere at about 21.06 for the Satoshi price for Matic. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing, baby. Thank you to everyone in the trading group. Thank you to all the elites. Thank you to Master Friend. Thank you to all the levered traders. Thank you to everyone giving me their all every single day in the trading group. May God bless each and every one of you. BOOKMAP also suggesting really pretty flat, not giving us a lot of data. At the end of the day, a little more liquidity to the downside than to the upside, but not a lot going on. Looks like basically a Saturday today for some reason, and it's a Wednesday, right? I tell you what, every time we've had a day off on the market, the whole market has been weird. Let me show you a BOOKMAP real quick. Just not a lot of liquidity really either side. Nothing crazy. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for rocking it with me. I can't wait to see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream at 10 a.m. I don't know how we did this, how we built this universe, but we did it. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. May God bless each and every one of you. And I'll see you for the Crypto Lifer live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. Gratitude is the attitude. I wake up in gratitude, go to sleep in gratitude. Thank you for everything you've given me. May God bless you all. Be blessed.